And who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First, for Utah, pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. And in the middle, standing 6'11", 270, the talented scorer and rebounder out of Turkey, the big man, Enes Kanter. And it's Hayward, and it's Favors in at the 4. And looking at the Trailblazers, Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. And playing at the center position, one of the Lopez twins out of Stanford, 7-foot banger, Robin Lopez. Then there's Batum, and it's Aldridge in at the 4 slot. Or kicks to Kanter. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
Now here's Favors, off target with the jump hook.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, an all-star for the 3rd straight season. You know, looking back, he's really been the jewel of that 2006 draft class where he went 2nd overall.
Here's Batum, lock at 6. And that one's good by Aldridge. 1:19 left to play in the first. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Tyrone Corbin.
He talked about the respect he has for the game of LaMarcus Aldridge and how tough it will be for them to slow him down, saying Aldridge is tough because he can score facing up or with his back to the basket. And with his length, it's tough to bother his shot. We'll look to deny him the ball when we can and just try to make it as hard as possible every touch. Kevin, we'll see how successful they are.
Thanks, Doris. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Andres Biedrins, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Jeremy Evans comes in for Derek Favors. And Marvin Williams subbed in for Alec Burks. Now, Clark, you talk about Aldridge and what he's meant to the Trailblazers. Really the franchise player, Steve, in Portland. I think they look at him that way.
And for a team that had to rebuild on the fly after losing so many of their key players to injury, going back to Brandon Roy and Greg Oden, it's nice to see the Blazers bounce back and start to get Aldridge some help with guys like Damian Lillard and Batum and Matthews.
Robinson dishes to Matthews. The kick out to Williams. 5 on the clock. Portland needs to get off a shot. Fires the 3. Rush grabs the miss. Jazz trail by 6. Lucas with it. Robinson picks him up. He feeds it to Rush. He dishes it to Biedrins. Robinson on him. Shot to end this cold run. Misses off the left iron. Now Matthews. Pass to Williams. 3-pointer. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Trailblazers lead by 6. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And Steve and Clark and I are refreshed and ready to go here as well. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And, Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
On the wing, Williams. Batum grabs the miss.
Nobody anywhere close to him. Where's the defense? He's got to make that shot, though.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup. You know, guys, even though the Jazz have been a team that's been over 500 for the last few years now, they've not been able to really make up any ground in that tough Western Conference, and part of it is because they lack a go-to scorer.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Jeremy Evans. Alec Burks comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Burke in for John Lucas. But for the Jazz, they had the size and strength to compete with teams in the West the last few years. But since Darren Williams left, they have been searching for someone that can carry the offensive load late in games.
And that's exactly why they decided to trade on draft night for Trey Burke, the Michigan point guard. And, you know, when you don't have a player who can kind of set the offense up, it's really difficult to get your offense going. That's why they've been down ever since Williams left.
Here is Williams, following the score by Damian Lillard. The shot will not go. On the wing, Williams. To the inside. The kick out to Aldridge. And Portland again with the bucket.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
You think about guys who are purely about catch and shoot, and that's Darrell Wright. He's got two things on his mind when he catches the ball. He's either going to shoot it or pump fake it, but he's really good at both, so you have to honor him.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And as Darrell Wright's career has continued, Clark has become more and more of a three-point specialist.
I'd call him an Allen wrench because that's really what he does is shoot the three. Not nearly as effective scoring off the dribble, but at 6'9", he's able to shoot over most defenders.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Utah. Hayward comes in for Marvin Williams. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Gentlemen, with the youth movement in Portland last season, Nicholas Batum was getting starters minutes at small forward. Blazers coach Terry Stotts said, quote, "He's such a unique player. Shooting, quickness, length. As a coach, you see the possibilities. He's doing a little bit of everything." Batum said, "I know I do some good things, but I'm working on my weaknesses. I have to be more aggressive. I've got to do it all." Kevin, he's not yet satisfied.
Credit him for continuing to work. Thanks, Doris. Hayward passes to Burks. Dishes to Hayward. Kanter. From 8. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Lillard attacking. The kick out to Williams. Again, the miss by Williams. Jazz trailed by 5.
This should be the last possession of the quarter if they play it right.
And if their clock management's good, it will be.
And it's rejected, but he gets it back. Here's Burks. From outside, off the mark. Here's Hayward. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And the first half ends in a close one. Portland out in front.
Now, presented by Sprint.
What a great way to end the week.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
You know, since the Northwest Division came into existence back in 2004, the Trailblazers have never taken the title as the best in the division. They've always been competitive, but never at the top.
Now, here's Burke. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Boy, that was impressive. Major height disadvantage, but he still got the shot up over his man.
Well, he's got the poise to handle any matchup, and he's not easily intimidated. You can see that there.
Aldridge, he's covered by Favors. And Batum kicks to Matthews. The 3. The shot is off. Jazz trail by 3. There's the dish to Kanter. There's the pass to Burke. Nice ball movement by Utah. Hayward kicks to Burke. Pass to Favors. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Jeremy Evans checks in for Derek Favors. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Nice job coming off that screen. And last year, no exception for the Blazers not winning the division. They ended up 4th out of the 5 in there, a record of 6-10 against the rest of the Northwest teams.
And as you guys were saying, I mean, the Blazers have never won the division, but it's not like they're in the cellar either. They've got a lot of talent. They should be in the hunt this year with an improved bench. And I think this is a team that could surprise a lot of people in the Northwest.
Jazz trailed by 3. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Well, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
The Jazz making a switch here. Favors is checked in. 1:06 left in the third. Lillard dishes to Batum. Kicks it to Leonard. He passes it to Lillard. Shot clock at 5. The finger roll finish at the button. Lillard's got 6.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
34 seconds left in the third quarter. It's Lucas high post. Second chance shot, and it's good on the layup. Favors has got his first 2 points.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Robinson passes to Matthews. Batum. From deep. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Trailblazers lead by 3. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Portland.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Jazz trailed by 3. Here's Burke. From the wing. No luck. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Matthews. And Leonard gets it to go.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage of such a tight game, I think this is when tired legs start to show. And the defense can become vulnerable in the low blocks.
Gets it to go.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Trailblazers leading by 3. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Good. Utah calls timeout. They trail by 5. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey guys, well Tyrone Corbin had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, we're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets. Pretty strong words, guys.
Now here's Burke, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're up by 5. 1:37 left to play in the final quarter. .137 left in the fourth quarter. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Back to Lillard. Outside for Batum. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his third rebound on the night. Now here's Burke. Not a lot of room. Favors. Soft touch off the glass.
Boy, he quieted the crowd with that big shot. That's a big play.
Yeah, the crowd's been hoping for something to cheer for, but nothing.
Now, here's Lillard. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, an exciting player, Kevin. Incredible agility, and even when you think you have him stymied, he's great at maintaining his body control in midair and still getting a good shot on.
And that's not all there is to say about him, Steve. I mean, he also is a master of the pick and roll. Get the ball in his hands and set a screen for him, and there will be an easy bucket after.
That's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Utah. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And thanks to those free throws right there, it becomes a 2-possession game.
Here's Burke. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
Boy, what a great and one right there. These are the kind of plays that win you basketball games, guys.
But 2 dishes to Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. It falls.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 4. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, no question, the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And he commits the intentional foul.
At the line for 2.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Burke kicks to Burks. Lets it go with a 3. Misses it. And so it's Portland winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.